All right, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is December 13, 2020. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey, it's your boy, Pokemon Trigger, please. How you guys doing?
Hey, how's it going, my good man?
How are you doing, Luis?
I am doing great.
I'm doing good.
Dude, did we just try to say what we wanted to say, and then all of a sudden it just became the worst thing in the world?
We were just wanting to tell each other about our fabulous day.
Day or week?
I want to say week, because today wasn't as good as the other days.
Oh yeah, definitely. Today was just a super chill.
Super chill.
Super chill.
Yeah.
But we did do quite a lot of things yesterday for sure. And the last few days has been really interesting. With a lot of hype news that we're definitely going to be talking about. And a lot of things that we will mention in the recaps and everything, of course. But once again, we are here to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about Pokemon Go. Because we love the game just as much as you do. So thank you very much for joining us today. And of course, if you're listening to podcast services, thank you so much for listening. A quick reminder, Chris, that we are part of the Professor Network, so make sure that everybody checks us out at theprofessornetwork.com/Purified Podcast. Wonderful people working together to bring you the news, the updates, and everything else that we can about Pokemon in general. So thank you very much for being part of that. So let's go ahead and go right into our recaps. Chris, what do you got for me? Oh, actually, hold on. Before you start, I got a couple of eggs that I got to hatch here because, I think that they're supposed to be hatching. So let's see what it is. These are Community Day eggs. So let's see what it gets. That's not something you want to hatch.
Did you hatch trash?
I hatched trash.
Oh,
I don't know if I got more trash coming up.
I see what you mean.
All right, that's it. That's all I got. All right, tell me up.
Oh, buddy. For Calm Day, I got 18 shinies. And that's for both of them. That was only yesterday. I didn't get any today.
Oof.
I'm pretty sure.
Oof.
Let me just double check. Yeah, no. I did get a few shinies before that, though. Which is pretty exciting for me. Oh my gosh, I got a decent amount of shinies. Dear Lord. Oh my gosh. Let me find the starting date.
It should be H1, I think. If you do H1, you see all the Pokemon you caught that day.
No. I meant after the last podcast.
Oh, okay.
So it should have been...
So you got a couple of shinies after the podcast then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I got the Makuhita the day of the last podcast. So starting with Woobat, then I got a Sentret. I traded for a shiny Barboach because I still haven't got my own.
Okay.
I got a stupid shiny Turtwig. A level 1 Bronzor mocking me because it took me so long to get my first Bronzor. And then another shiny Shadow Ammonite. So I have 2 shiny Shadow Ammonites.
You got the family there. That's so beautiful. That is beautiful for sure.
Neither of them have good IVs.
Obviously. Just keep one for, the return of Little Cup eventually.
True. If they unban him.
Well, I don't think I actually got any more shinies after the podcast aside from the ones Community Day. I did get 17 shinies, so you did beat me by 1. And that's actually on 2 days because I have the entire 2 days. I think I ran the Gold Plus the entire time. Didn't really want to actually catch a few things. I know I could have just done Excellence and get a little extra experience for the powers and everything. So, but yeah, that's 17 shinies, a couple Magikarps, couple Labras, couple Piplups, couple Magmars, 1 Porygon, a Seedot, and 3 Gastlys and a Weedle. So it's not
you
bad.
Did beat me in something else though. That we're
yes. I know. I'm kind of hiding it so people here can't see it yet. But that's because there's so many stuff that happened during that time. But definitely, definitely we'll be talking about it in just a moment here, and we'll show you what we're talking about in just a moment. I just want to make sure that we are not missing anything. Real quick, we did mention that the Shiny Celebi is coming up on Monday, so make sure we remember that that is happening. However, it's already happening in other parts of the world because it is, other parts of the world. Australia right off Liskin is doing some raids, Rufflet raids, and he's trying to finish up the quest. But we'll definitely be talking about it on our experiences when we get to that, because that hasn't come to us. So we're still waiting for that. And Shiny Celebi is like right there in front of our hands, But it does start as early as 8 a.m. in the morning, so make sure you are ready for that. But that's basically the news and recaps, I think. It was a little bit short because we actually have a lot more to talk about today. This week has been a week of events happening and event announcements, but at the same time happening like on the same week, on the same day, and then things happening the next week or so. So I'm sorry that we're not able to put this podcast a little bit earlier, unfortunately, but that's how podcasting is. We cover the news of last week. We don't cover the news of what's happening at the moment. Aside from, of course, the level up mechanic, because that was just insane news that we had to cover before the podcast. But anyways, all right. So now that we got to our recaps, short and sweet, let's get into our research topics of the weeks or the week. But all right. How about we go ahead and get some information there for our Chris? What do we got?
So you guys have noticed we are able to go above level 40, going beyond. Apparently, there's going to be a level up redesign coming soon. So I'm interested to see some of these updates to XP. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so what we got here is a little bit of an update after the announcement of going above level 40. In addition to that level increase, some exciting Pokemon Go gameplays updates are now live in the game to make sure, we can get a couple extra things. Now, we did not mention this in the last podcast because, again, we had a lot of stuff to cover. So, again, we forget. This is the things that actually appear after the podcast ended that day. Like, we actually got this information on the 7th, which was on Monday. And so, not a lot of things that we think was... I mean, we already kind of knew, but it was, like, implied at this point.
Yeah.
But, again...
It wasn't all said for us, yeah.
Yes, so now... we are actually with the news here of what the exact changes are. So, experience has been increased for the following activities. This is an update to the experience that we can get, we can see, and things like that. So, catching a Pokemon with an Ice Throw is going to be from 10 experience to 20 experience. Catching a Pokemon with a Great Throw is 50 to 100. With an Excellent Throw is 100 to 1,000. So, that's actually one of the key things. That is the best thing that could have happened to a lot of people, especially us, since we're trying to grind it, but at the same time, the casual player. The increasement of level 100 to level, just 10 or 100 experience from that to 1,000 is just insane. What do you think about that, Chris?
I think it is definitely well worth the risk. I know a lot of people are probably going to be looking specifically for nests that they can throw excellent throws on Pokemon easily now because of that.
Yeah.
I honestly love it. I'm actually surprised they increased it that much. I think even 100 to 500 would be a decent amount. So 100 to 1,000, dear Lord.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry about that. Okay, so, oh my god, like my computer just like trying to like get everything today. Anyways, all right, so a couple more things. We have the Corpo Throw increased 10 to 20, which is not a lot, but again, it adds up over time, and anything extra that we're mentioning here adds up over time, and you'll see that it's actually the best with it. Remember, with a Lucky Egg, it's double that, so bear with that. So, evolving a Pokemon has now increased from 500 to 1,000. This is also good news because a lot of people do like to do their evolution parties, especially now that we're trying to get higher levels than anything.
2,000 now per Pokemon?
In that. Dude, I actually ran out of Lucky Eggs.
What?
I actually ran out of Lucky Eggs, and I had like 40 of them before this week ended. So I grind for sure. But I'm probably going to have to actually buy some more. Surprisingly, I'll finally have to buy some more. Which is weird to say now. All right. I love four more things. Catching a Pokemon or spinning a Pokestop for the first time is 500 to 1500 experience, which is actually insane. Achieving a Pokemon's catch streak or Pokemon's pick streak for 7 days has been increased from 2,000 experience to 6,000 experience. Another insane amount of experience there. So you better get those streaks going because that's insane. That's just too much for that I never thought about. Giving a Pokemon a berry at gym has been increased from 20 to 50. Spinning a Pokestop that you already spawned before, 50 to 100. So again, 200 if you're lucky 8. That's actually quite a bit of experience. Defeating a gym, 100 to 1,000 experience. Pretty cool. What? I know, right? Defeating a Pokemon at a gym, 100 to 300 experience. So even if it has like a 6-party, you have 300 from each. That's insane.
Dude, yeah, now they're actually giving incentive to fight gyms. That is interesting.
Yeah, okay. Definitely. Hatching a 2-kilometer egg increased from 200 experience to 500 experience. Hatching a 5-kilometer egg, 500 experience to 1,000 experience. A 10-kilometer egg, 1,000 experience to 2,000 experience. And then hatching a strange egg, which is a 12-kilometer egg, 2,000 experience to 4,000 experience. Again, that is insane, the amount of experience we're getting from all of this. It's just double up with everything, but I think that's
crazy.
But it's kind of one of those things. Hold on, let me just send a chat. Thank you very much, Poké for joining us on the live stream here, and everybody else, of course, Manny and Papercut. Just a few more things. Jesus, it's so much experience increase. It's incredible. Catching a Pokemon in air mode, it screens from 100 experience to 300 experience. Then unlocking a new Pokédex entry, 500 experience to 1,000 experience. So any brand new Pokemon that you catch from here on out is going to give you so much experience. Imagine this. A brand new Pokemon. Excellent throw with a lucky egg. Corbo throw. Pokédex entry.
With AR.
With AR too. Oof. I can just imagine it's like 8,000 experience right there just with a lucky egg, I think.
Dear Lord.
Incredible.
I'm thinking we gotta remember to lucky egg the next time they drop more Unova Pokemon then.
Kalos. And Unova. Well, yeah, because we're famous.
Yeah. Either or.
Yeah, I know, right? Because we actually got 2 generations that we gotta go through now, so that's incredible. But yeah, it's insane. And there's still more. We're not even over, but here's the thing. Pokemon Encounter. So the chances to encounter Smeargle after you take a snapshot has been increased. So more chances to encounter a Pokemon that we barely see every now and then. Because the rates were super low back then. I see that now a couple of times a week, so it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So Nana Berries are now more effective, fully calming Pokemons down in encounters, which I thought that was supposed to be the case.
They mean like it can't move left and right anymore?
No, because the Nanab's supposed to actually just completely halt the movements of the Pokemons entirely. I guess that the Nana Berries weren't as effective as we thought, but I guess it's now more effective at this point. I'm like, that's really interesting. Why would you actually come up with something that should already been part of the game from the beginning? That's just a little bit.
You know what I'm interested in? If they mean after you feed it the Nanab, it goes back to the center of the screen, maybe too.
Yeah.
Because you know how you throw a Nanab and then it gets stuck up in the air to the left or the right.
Yes.
I don't know. I need to test that.
Yeah, definitely. We'll find our findings for sure. You'll earn more candy from catching a Pokemon if you're given a silver pineapple berry. So that's actually pretty cool.
Love it.
That is actually pretty cool. Yeah. There is a research update, something that has been a hold for a lot of people, but now they make 3 excellent throws in a row. Now leads an encounter to Gible instead of a Larvitar, which is amazing. Here's the thing, though. I actually got one of them today. It was one of my Pokestops here before the community day started for today. I did finish it. I did encounter it. It was a Gible. It was not a shiny Gible. It was a 98.
Is it still going to be the same quest?
It's going to be, yes, it's still going to be the same quest.
Hook a brother up.
We'll see. I'll probably walk over there with my dog and see how it goes so much.
I'll try heading by.
Yeah, but my goodness, I was one IB away for the Hondo, which I am still looking for. And how about that? It's a 14, 15, 15. Trash.
Ooh, yeah, you just gotta get rid of it.
I know, right? Oh my god, that's crazy.
My god.
Anyways, but yeah, that is that new quest. So make sure you try to get that quest going. I know, and making an excellent throw in a road is really hard, but with some big Pokemon around the area, plus community days this weekend, it shouldn't be too hard. Although finding the quest is probably a bit harder than anything. So just keep a lookout, guys. Keep a lookout.
I haven't seen a single one reported. That's the first one.
Yeah, I know that was the first one. We'll see. We'll see if it's still there. Even after the event ends or so, because I know the community day, the spawns change, or the stops change to catching 3 Pokemons at a time. But if it's still there, I'll go ahead and check it out, of course. We'll see how it goes. A couple extra things. Buddy Adventure. So your buddy actually got a little bit of updates too. You can now earn up to 3 hearts each day from battling with your buddy, which is actually pretty cool. If you can see right here on my buddy, which it has a gift for me right now, I have the battle together part of it. It actually has 3 hearts. Now, it used to be 1, which is cool, but now having to do 3 battles each time. Usually you get 3 battles per day, even with the balloons, so that is actually pretty cool to actually see in that regard. So that gives us a chance. If you do a puffin or you can make it exciting, that will be 6 hearts, and that's actually just a lot more quicker at that point and everything. So that's pretty cool. Your buddy can now be more excited or get excited more easily, I guess. Before, I think the timing to be able to make your buddy excited without a puffin took like 2 or 3 hours of interaction, almost anything. You can basically do a full hour of interaction with your buddy and still have it excited before then. That has been tested out by one of our community members who loves to do buddy Pokemons and has actually given us a good pointers on that. So that's actually pretty cool, right, Chris?
I like it. I have a lot of trouble getting my buddy excited, so
yeah,
I'm very happy to hear that.
Well, it's amazing that they actually did this, but then I started grinding out the puffins in the air quest, and that's actually been pretty fun to do. I have like 14 puffins now, so that's crazy, and that's all free from the air quest, so that's pretty cool. Golden raspberries and silver pineapple berries are more effective than when they give you to your body. So let's test that out since I'm actually already here. We should be able to test that out right now. Here's my keyboard, guys. Say hello to my keyboard. So let's give it a golden raspberry and see how many of interactions we'll see there. It's a 3-star, but it looks like it's 3 bars in the body. But he's already like fully excited. I think he's already in the map if you think about it.
Really? So it said half full, but it really did it filled it up completely then? So
it did half. It's still half as a body, but it has already been spawning in the map. So I didn't have it in the map before that.
Interesting.
So it already spawns in that. So that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. All right. Well, that's a little bit of a test, so that's pretty cool. I don't know why I keep repeating myself. These Stardust you'll earn from giving a Pokemon a berry at a gym has been increased from 20 to 30. So a little bit of an extra Stardust when giving berries to the Pokemon. Usually you only give it a golden raspberry or a silver pineapple berry, and then you just get it to a default heart motivation basically. But then it's just kind of the things when it comes down to it. And then one last thing, beginning on December 7th, so last Monday, you'll earn more Stardust from weekly Adventure Sync rewards. So I'm ready for that. I got the 50 kilometers ready to go, so I'm probably going to be putting a star piece down for that. Because that's going to be a lot of Stardust. We still don't know. I think I did make 50 last time, but I wasn't unaware of the increase, so we'll see how that one will go this time around. How about you, Chris? How your working kilometers are? Adventure
in total? Oh, right now? Let me see. Because we did walk a good amount yesterday. I am sitting at 42.9.
Ooh.
So I may be doing a little bit of shaking.
Shake.
A little bit of a sock trick.
Shake. Shake that phone there. Shake that phone there.
Oh, man. 7 kilometers.
That's crazy.
That's doable.
Yeah, it's doable. It's doable. But anyways, those are the quick updates that we get because of the gold level updates. Again, I feel like that's a little more incentivized to be able to get a little extra stuff and get ready for next year, Legacy 40, all of us right now. So if you're not Legacy 40, this is your time to grind. You have around 2 weeks left before the end of the year. And if you really want to get that medal, if you really want to be part of the last 4.5 years worth of experience grind, you better do it now, guys.
If you want to get that Gyarados hat.
I know, right? Anyways, that is a little bit of the updates we got from the level 50 or level 40 beyond updates. But Chris, how about we talk about the one piece of news that everybody is actually more excited about right now?
Ooh, I think I know. Oh, yeah. I skipped a hell of it. Okay, I was about to say, we're going to be celebrating Pokemon's anniversary with a brand new event, the Pokemon Go Tour of Kanto. Everyone's favorite generation, Gen 1. Yay! I'm joking.
I know, right?
I do love Kanto. I am excited for this event for sure.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on it?
Well, let's talk about it real quick, and we'll go and break it down for everybody out there. So, trainers, next year marks the Pokemon's anniversary. Not just Pokemon Go's, but Pokemon's anniversary. It should be the 25th anniversary of Pokemon here. So 25 years of Pokemon, that is insane. It's amazing that this series has actually grown to great heights. But anyways, that's not just the thing. So it's also Pokemon Go's 5th anniversary, which usually is around July, but the year counts as the 5th year that we're going to be taking part of playing the game anyway. So to celebrate, they're announcing a virtual ticketed event for all trainers all around the globe, and will be able to take part into this event. So no matter where you are in the world, take a trip back to the region where it all started, Kanto. So the wonders of this event, we're just going to break it down because if not, I'm going to be talking for another hour. Exactly what it is. So basically what's going to happen is you actually are participating in this event. You can get the ticketed event for this. And it actually is about completing an event-exclusive special research to test your Pokemon collection skills. Trade it with a friend who chooses the other version, which that what we're talking about will be important, just like in Pokemon Reds and Pokemon Green. So there will be 2 different types of the version in this ticketed. You're gonna be able to know what exactly it's going on about it. So Pokemon Red and Pokemon Green. That's basically so we're gonna pick between Red and Green. Now, a lot of people actually ask this, or a lot of people are actually like a little confused. Why isn't Red and Blue? Well, in the States, when it came out the first time in the States or in the Western Hemisphere, it was redeemed to be red and blue. But in Japan, which originally came from, it was red and green. So that's the reason why they actually chose it to be like that. That is the originality of Pokemon, and they wanted to keep that way for that reason.
Was it? Are you
all the way back when it first started? Yeah, all the way.
It may be backwards. I'm not sure.
No, it's not backwards. Pokemon Green is the original version of the game in Japan, and Pokemon Blue is the original for the United States.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
They never released Green in the States, which is kind of the downside of things. So the only way to get Green is for you to go to Japan and actually get a Japanese version of it.
Yeah.
But anyways, that is not the point. What I'm saying is like the thing that we're going to be doing in this event is collecting all 150 original Pokemons in a single day. We're excited to announce the Pokemon Go Tour event. The first 150 Pokemons originally discovered in the Kanto region will be available as shiny Pokemon. Some of them for the first time ever. If you're lucky, you might find shiny Pokemon. You want to encounter this shiny Pokemon after the event is over too. So before we go any further, that means that the final evolution lines that we're waiting so long for Kanto, being Spearow, Paras, Snorlax, Hitmontop and Hitmonlee, and Ditto. Which, at this point, we're actually asking, how is Ditto gonna work? That is an exclusive interesting thing. Chris, what are your thoughts about this?
If I had to guess, I am very much thinking that we will not see a shiny sprite on the map. I think it's going to be a normal Pokemon, and then after you catch it, it's going to be shiny. just because it's going to be more wild when you have the shiny Ditto pop up on screen. I think it might be one of the boosted shinies, honestly, because of how rare Ditto is. But we'll see.
There's definitely a lot of speculations when it comes down to this. I think that either Ditto is finally going to spawn in the wild by itself, or he's going to be an encounter lab, because it's going to range from actually getting a shiny Ditto from the skies that it always has, or, get it when you get a shiny Pokemon. So let's say you get a shiny Snorlax instead of Ditto. I'm like, okay.
I'm very something I've heard a lot of people speculate and they're kind of worried about is that we'll see a shiny like Pidgey on the screen, and it'll turn into a shiny Ditto. I was very curious about that because they keep trying to change the Ditto to Pokemon that can't be shiny.
Yeah.
So that's what's making me kind of weirded out by shiny Ditto. I don't know. We'll definitely see that.
Yes.
It's going to be a really interesting Pokemon.
Yes, and we'll definitely have some time to speculate, because this event is actually not going to be live until February of 2020. So we got a little bit of time. However, this is mostly all the details we have from it, so we'll see how it goes. So that's not all, anyways. After completing the Pokemon Go Tour Kanto Special Research, trainers will receive a secondary event-exclusive special research line. Overcoming difficulty challenges and daunting tasks will be required to complete it, but it will all be worth it to discover Shiny Mew. Another shiny mythical Pokemon. Another shiny mythical Pokemon that we didn't think we're going to see anytime soon, but it's here too. I mean, they kind of like split it up between Celebi and this one, and I'm just like, we could have those news before this one, but I guess we needed to have this one ready, so...
As soon as they said Celebi, my first question was, weren't we supposed to get an extra Mew somewhere? And then this got announced. I was laughing.
Yeah, definitely. So once the event, or at least when the ticket goes live, they'll let sure. Actually, no, the tickets are live. You can get the tickets right now. So they gave you all this information to make sure that if you are ready for it, you are going to buy this ticket. But you will have to choose between red and green, and there are some exclusivity between the two that we're definitely going to be talking about on that experience. So if I go through the features, we already talked about that. But some of the things that will be specifically for between red and green version. Now, there is a little bit more stuff for non-ticketed experience. So for the people who don't want to buy the ticket, I don't know why you want to buy this ticket. Some of the following Pokemons originally discovered in Kanto will appear in the wild and in raids. Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, and Mewtwo will be returning to legendary raids. And of course, they will be featuring their exclusive moves. All trainers will be able to access the event ticket time research. At the event exclusive time research. So there will also be a time research you got to complete that day or week. Actually, that day. And the trade range to trade between players will also be increased to 40 kilometers. So that is back again. You and I were ready for that, of course. But this is the things that we're going to be talking about is between the red version and the green version. Now, what is the difference as well? Basically, the Pokemon you choose will depend on the Pokemon that spawns between instance and in the wild will be depending on the version you have. Now, if you have the red exclusive, actually no, Chris, hold on. Go to the part where it says red version and then read it out.
Yeah,
you're going to go ahead and read red, I'll read green.
I see why you're doing this too. Red version. The exclusive Pokemon are going to be Ekans, Oddish, Mankey, Growlithe, Scyther, Electabuzz. They're going to be attracted by the incense. You'll have an increased chance of encountering these shiny Pokemon. Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Pidgey, Ekans, Pikachu, Nidoran Female, Oddish, Diglett, Mankey, Growlithe, Ponyta, Shelder, Drowsy, Krabby, Hitmonlee, Lickitung, Scyther, Electabuzz, Eevee, Kabuto, and Dratini.
So since all the Pokemon are going to be shiny in this regard, if you don't have a lot of the shinies from that version, you might want to get that version because you get a higher chance to be able to increase the chances of encountering that Pokemon or those shiny Pokemon in that regard.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 that you really got to look out for.
Definitely. I do have Probably in this version, I do have most of the shinies, except probably for the brand new ones like Hitmonlee. I don't have a Kabuto yet, which is weird.
Really?
And a PG, but that doesn't really matter because in the green version, which this is the exclusive Pokemon that are going to be attracted to Inces, Sandrew, Vulpix, Meowth, Bellsprout, Magmar, and Pinsir. And then, of course, the increased chance of encountering these shiny Pokemon will be Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Pidgey, Pikachu, Sandrew, Nidoran Male, Vulpix, Meowth, Psyduck, Bellsprout, Geodude, Execute, Hitmonchan, Koffing, Tangela, Horsey, Magmar, Pinsir, Eevee, Ammonite, and Dratini. So half of those I don't have. I definitely don't have this Bellsprout. I definitely don't have the Koffing. I definitely don't have the PG, so either way, I'll be getting those. So that's the reason why I want to get those that exclusive version. Now, I'm getting green, you're getting red, which is good, but now your questioning is why the differences between the two. Well, this is how the game usually works in the regular main series games. You get those Pokemons, you trade them in, you trade the Pokemons. That's why we have the distance trade increase during that day. Because you're the chance to be able to catch all 150 Pokemon on that day. That is technically the task that we gotta finish on that 12-hour day. Will be to actually get all 150 Pokemon. So to be able to finish completing it, you have to have a friend that will play the other version for you and trade them in with you. So Chris and I, we already got our choices in this part, right, Chris?
Yes, sir.
So we're technically right and ready. We know which version we're getting. If you make sure that you don't have a friend around, just talk to the community, do anything, join our Discord if you want to. We'll definitely try to go you through the steps, and we'll definitely help you to see who can help you in that regard. So don't miss out on this amazing event, that's for sure. So it says right here, earn rewards by collecting the first 150 Pokemon originally discovered in Kanto. You'll be able to collect the first 150 Pokemon originally discovered in Kanto region in several challenges, earning rewards as you do. It says if you don't manage to collect the 150 Pokemon originally discovered during the event, don't worry. You'll have until February 27th. So technically it's a week's worth to catch certain Pokemons. You can use this extra time to trade Pokemon, evolve Pokemon, battle and race, and encounter Pokemons after completing the research tags to finish your collection and claim the rewards. So technically it's a 12-hour event, but you do have at least 7 days to be able to complete the challenge of 150.
You know, something I haven't seen mentioned yet is I haven't seen them talk about the regionals like Kangaskhan and stuff yet, but I'm assuming they're going to be part of this event.
Oh yeah, definitely. That is going to be interesting because let's say we don't get Tauros, at least here in our area of Florida. So how is that going to work? How about Kangaskhan? How about Farfetch? How about Mr. Mime? Those Pokemons are well aware outside of our region. So it's going to be interesting how they will, but I'm sure that they will be part of the event or maybe part of the special research.
Yeah, maybe 7-kilometer eggs again. Maybe it's in the special.
I don't think so because they want you to catch 150. They haven't mentioned anything about eggs in this.
About trade or anything. Yeah.
They're all been about trade and just getting the Pokemon. Besides, in the original Pokemon, in the original version Red and Green, you don't have breeding. Mm-hmm. So there was no eggs to hatch, nothing like that. So that was introduced in Generation 2.
True.
So maybe that will be the next part of this. So because the 25th anniversary of Pokemon is coming, this is the very first exclusive event that we're going to have. But who knows? We still have a full year worth of events for the whole anniversary of Pokemon. So maybe we'll see Kanto next. Maybe we'll see Hoenn next. Maybe we'll see Unova and Kalos. Maybe an early Alola, So you never know.
I'd be fine with that.
We'll see. We have a lot to go through. Now, we did mention that both all of Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, and Mewtwo are going to be coming back. They're all going to know their exclusive moves. Hurricane for Articuno, Thundershock for Zapdos, Sky Attack for Moltres, and Side Strike for Mewtwo. This is our chance to get a shiny Mewtwo again. And of course, we got remote rating out, so it's time to really put in the work, guys. Unless they start nerfing things before the event, then that's going to be the community raging on. So, there also will be a little bit of a bonus for purchasing the tickets early than you might think. Hold on one second, guys.
I'm not gonna lie, I just bought it because I saw the date.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay, so if you are to purchase the tickets early, you will also have the chance to have both the special reaches for January's Community Day and February's Community Day, which are scheduled for January 16 and February 7. So we already know our first 2 months of Community Day Community Day stuff that was gonna happen. We don't know the Pokémons yet, but we will know that we're ready getting ready for anything like that. However, it is again the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, so maybe those months are going to be extra special for everybody. So we'll see, definitely. And then after that, of course, they go about how to purchase a ticket. Just go into the shop, you'll see the ticket there. Once the ticket is in your bag, you can actually see the bag, and you'll see that you have the Kanto ticket ready to go. February 20th from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So it's a 12-hour event. I already requested the day off that day, so I'm ready for it. Like, nobody bothers me that day. I'm on a hunt for 150. Well, I can bother you, Chris, since you're gonna be the one playing with me, anyways.
Yeah. I think that's the day I have the wedding.
So jeez. All right.
So I'll be figuring that stuff out.
Oh yeah. We'll see. All right. So that is the big announcements. 2 months from now, at least. Shiny Mew, all 150 original Pokemons, shiny, legendary Pokemons that we know we want. I don't know, man. I'm super excited. How about you?
Yeah, dude. Unlocking all these shiny possibilities, dude. That's like 5 different families that we just haven't seen yet. And it's a lot of shinies I've been looking forward to too.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really excited.
It's gonna be fun because after the celebration, I think we're still in the season of celebration, so we're still seeing like Snorlax spawns for a while. So if you don't get your shiny then, I'm sure that you'll find a shiny along the lines for sure.
That one's gonna be a scary one to catch though, because he runs so often.
Yeah, definitely. So I hope that everybody's excited about this. I know a lot of people are talking that this is probably one of the best events we had in a while. However, we still have a little bit more news to cover. One being probably one of the worst events that we're going to see. But how about we could talk about the next piece of news there, Tris?
Oh, everyone's... No. This is the best news. No, a lot of us were complaining. Well, we weren't that excited. Regirock, Registeel, Regice, will be back in raids during different weekends in December. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Regirock has been out and about this weekend so far.
Yes. So the times for this, of course, will be Regirock was this weekend. It will end around 10 p.m. local time. So by the time we technically don't have raids anymore in your local time. Then Registeel will be back on December 19th to Sunday, December 20th, until 10 p.m. of course. And then Regice will be appearing in raids from December 26th, so the day after Christmas, until the 27th. So we have the Regis back. I'm not sure why though. It's an interesting way. There's nothing different about them. We already have the shiny. So I don't know. I'm not sure why they chose the Regis for this time around. Unless there's something sneaky. Give me the other 2 Regis out, but you know.
It's straight. I think the weirdest thing to me is just that they only have them out for like 2 days.
Yeah,
like for the weekend thing.
But I guess that's also a saving grace, because imagine it happening for a full week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always annoyed when I sit at a 5-star raid. I'm waiting for it to be a shiny chance possibility, and then something else comes out.
Well, please note that Kyurem is also appearing in raids coexistent with those Pokemon. So even if it's not Reggie, it's going to be Kyurem. And again, all of these Pokemon, although this legendary is for the rest of the year, they don't seem that interesting. I don't see the hype of it, unfortunately. So, but the Regis are right back. If you don't have the shiny, make sure you get your shiny now. This is your chance. Sorry that, unfortunately, if you have not gotten Regirock, what are you doing? But you got 2 more chances at least on Registeel and Regice. Well, Chris and I, we're actually hunting the Regis in Pokemon Sword and Shield right now. So this is kind of like a whoop in the butt right now. I know, right? But it's a whoop in the butt that we are trying to get this shinies, and then all of a sudden we never get the shinies on the other one. So, anyways. But yeah, those are the special weekends that we're gonna have for Regis. So Regis Bay, I guess, I don't know. But then we had another event happen this last week, which was a little unexpected, but at the same time, we were a little bit happy. Now, when this went live, before I actually went ahead and talked to you about this specific event, let's recap a little bit of how the beginning of the week went. We had the community ask for Niantic to give us the chance to TM frustration away from Shadow Pokemons for the longest time. We knew the community day was coming. We wanted to TM frustration from a lot of our Pokemons. If you're not able to TM frustration away, even if you give it a second move, it will not have the community day move for that Pokemon. So we were hoping to get it a little bit before the actual event. Well, Niantic listened. And they gave us a chance to TM frustration away for 24 hours, more than what we usually get. And but we had a bit of a twist. So the original announcement was tune in to the Game Awards tomorrow, or tune into the Game Awards on Thursday, December the 10th at 4 p.m. PST, which is 3 more hours for us, around 7 p.m. our time. You can look forward to a special event in Pokemon Go starting at a time during which you can enjoy catching Pokemon and battling Tingo Rockets while you follow along in the show. So on that day specifically, from 4 p.m. to 4 p.m. on December 11th, so technically it was a 24-hour event, insects will be more effective to attracting Pokemon. You earn more Stardust from catching Pokemon, so another little double Stardust grind. You can use a Charge TM to help a Shadow Pokemon forget their Charge attack frustration. And then Tingo Rocket runs will be appearing more frequently at Pokestops and in balloons. So we had Tingo Rocket balloons every 2 hours. And we had a decent amount of Rocket stops here and there. So when this announcement went live, we were, okay, cool. So that means we can hunt down Pokemon that we want for Community Day. We can... Hold on, Chris, before you start shaking your head. We can hunt down the Pokemon we wanted. We can farm down a little bit of Stardust. We can TM frustration away for 24 hours. Cool, everybody was amazing. So the day comes, and this is our surprise. The hour of the game event has started. I'm watching it, and everybody is, of course, trying to get their rocket balloons, or their rocket everything. Whoopie-doo! Whoop, whoop, I'm a Wooper! Mr. Wooper Watch started to come around this show's event, and that was the partners with the Game Awards during that night. Mm-hmm. Wooper was released into the wild as a Wooper Watch, and of course the shiny Wooper was released on that night too, which was cool. We all were excited. We saw many Woopers. It was a Wooper takeover technically, but that wasn't all. Because we wanted
our first rocket balloon, right?
Yes, we had our first rocket balloon, which was Wooper. So we were like, okay, so Wooper is now a Shadow Pokemon. Cool. You want to take on this part, Chris?
So, after the first rocket balloon, you're like, oh wow, I can't believe I got a Shadow Wooper. This thing is new. And then another one comes up, and you're like, oh my gosh, another Shadow Wooper? That's so lucky. And then a third one shows up, and you're like, oh god, this is it. This is it. This is all that it's going to be. So, yeah, we realized very quickly the only Shadow Pokemon available to us during the Wooper event was Wooper. That was it.
Well, the only Shadow Pokemon that we weren't going to encounter from any Tingle Rocket grunts, aside from the leaders, was Wooper. So, kind of changed our perspective of the event. It wasn't that it wasn't bad, it's just that it got badder. So it was good, but it just became a little bit less good in that regard. So that's what I would want to say. We still were able to TM frustration away. So if you were saving a lot of Pokemons in that time, that was your way to actually get, the ability to TM those away, which is cool because you get your Swampers, you get your Beedrills and everything like that, and you get to evolve them with the community they move. We were hoping to get different Pokemons again, especially the Shadow ones, to be able to hunt down and get those moves a little bit better, especially now that we're increasing in increased spawns. That was the curveball to us. So we only had 2 Rockets at all times, and one of them was for ground and another one for water. But Wooper was always going to be, for at least for those 24 hours, was going to be the only Pokemon you were going to encounter and catch throughout the thing. So it was a good and bad thing. Bad that... Okay, so I want to actually just emphasize this. I think the reason why they actually did this is because they didn't want to give power to one trainer more than the other. Because one trainer could actually grind it out completely and get some very good Shadow Pokemons and then TM frustration away. However, anybody who hasn't had the chance to do it or is still working, because let's say this event happened through between Thursday and Friday, so it's not like you're able to get it through. Unfortunately, they will be at a disadvantage in that regard, so they balance it out. Wooper will be the only Pokemon which is not that best of Pokemons. It is also a good Pokemon as a Quagsire, though. Now being Shadow is interesting. You can still TM frustration away. And yeah, you'll be able to go through the chances. Now, I just like that they did this for the power level, or at least the power creep. So people are not getting all the Pokemon in there. Chris, you think that that was the reason why they chose this in the end?
Honestly, I didn't see a problem with it only being Wooper. I just know a lot of people were definitely frustrated. They were expecting it to be something other than just one Pokemon the whole time.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think they were already bending over backwards by letting us charge TM off frustration.
Yeah.
Plus, we got a brand new, very strong Shadow Pokemon, so I didn't see a problem.
Yes, I do agree that giving us the chance to be having the chance to TM frustration away and then not power creeping everybody else, this was a good event in all regards. You're still able to get double Stardust and everything, so beating Tingle Rockets were giving you a lot of Stardust. The catches were amazing, especially on Weather Boosted, just getting double Stardust with the Wooper, which is not that hard to catch. It was kind of fine. Now, Chris and I, of course, we had sunny weather the entire 24 hours. So unfortunately, we were not... Well, fortunately, we were able to hunt down a lot of Woopers. But we're not able to get the best PvP IVs for it because they were always above the 5 IV level requirements.
Florida problems.
I know, right? But again, one last thing that we are still overshadowing about it because we know that TM frustration away is such important. Shiny Wooper is out. And Chris, how did that go for you?
Yeah, I know why you said that. It didn't go too well. I didn't get a single shiny Wooper. I've clicked on at least 300 that event. Right. In like the 24 hours or so they were out.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to be trying for it again. But yeah, no, I didn't get a single one.
Well, I was streaming throughout the time and, I was catching as many Woopers as I could. And I got two shiny. So I've completed the family during that time, which was pretty nice. I know a lot of people were trying to get that. A lot of people were asking for it. But really, that's all it meant to be. So yeah. Not a bad thing. Sorry that I'm trying to get above us now here, thanks to Ghost over there at the Discord. So, but yeah, that is technically the event. And I'm sorry again, guys, that we weren't able to tell you guys a little bit sooner on this. Anybody listening, of course, to the podcast or even on podcast services. The event was like out of nowhere, and it was a 24-hour event, so we really couldn't cover it a little bit faster than anything. So our apologies, but again, that's how the podcasting world works. We recap the weeks. We don't recap the future. We can't predict the future, unfortunately. So, yeah, that was the Game Awards, Chris. How about we go ahead and talk about this next event?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so you guys like spending money for a shiny Mew? How about a tap dancing frozen clown? Oh no.
Oh
They
man.
they did the same thing they did with Esper, and they were teasing a new Pokemon coming to Pokemon Go. And then we found out what it was, and we found out we had to pay for it.
Yeah, so this event, where's the cold air coming from? What is the tapping noise? So as you guys know, Mr. Mime has a Galarian form. And this Galarian is we call, of course, Galarian Mr. Mime. So Mr. Mime is being released in Pokemon Go. Now, if you don't actually hear me being that excited, it's because I'm not. I'm not excited about this event, and I definitely probably will not be doing this event at all. So, but we got to cover the news on this, so make sure that our viewers, our listeners know what exactly is going on. So, bundle up and get ready for some chill tunes. It seems Galarian Mr. Mime arrival will inspire some cool and melodious Pokemons to be attracted to incest. From Friday, December 18th, which is this coming weekend, at 10 a.m. to Monday, December 21st, at 8 p.m. local time. You can enjoy the following features whenever or not you have a ticket to the Galarian Mr. Mime Special Research Story event. The features: Pokemon such as Jinx, Snowinap, Spoink, Woobat, and Chocobo will be more attracted to incest and more frequently. If you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny Chocobo. So, or Cupchew, right?
Yeah.
Chocobo. I don't know why I call it Chocobo.
I heard it for a second. I was like, wait.
Shiny Cupchew will be released. So that's pretty cool. That's still a cool thing when it comes down to it. The bonuses. Incest will be more effective at attacking Pokemons. And Incest will be activated during the event. It will last 3 hours of the event. So kind of nice. But this is the good part about it. Now here comes the less exciting part about this event. So it looks like, Professor Willett is having some weird stuff happening to him, just like every time he has a special research story.
Poor guy.
But then it says right here, if you have a ticket, you can take part whenever you play Pokemon Go to see Mr. Mime. So you can purchase a ticket to gain access to this unique limited time experience and complete special research to earn an encounter with Galarian Mr. Mime. You'll also be able to earn enough Mr. Mime candy to evolve your Galarian Mr. Mime into Mr. Rime, which is the Galarian form evolution of Mr. Mime. We already seen this, we already know how it works, especially when it comes to Zigzagoon and things like that, so yeah. So again, this event is happening December 19th, all the way to Sunday, December 20th. If you buy the ticket, this is the features that you are, or the features of anything that comes with it. You get the special encounter with Galarian Mr. Mime, and earn a special event medal. Complete a special research task to lead encounters with Alolan Vulpix, Jigglypuff, Jinx, Whiskers, Chimecho, and Snorunt. A brand new avatar pose inspired by Mr. Mime, which you probably already know what it looks like. Completing special research will earn you 3 incest, 3 rare candies, 30 Ultra Balls, 3 Premier Battle Passes, 1 Puffin, 2 Glacier Lures, and 3 Super Incubators, and 3 Star Pieces. And then the exclusive field research task will lead to encounters with Jinx, Lapras, Woobat, and Cupchew, which is cool because you get a guarantee, or not a guarantee shiny, but a guarantee encounter with Cupchew. Mm-hmm. So the ticket will be live until the same Sunday. The ticket will be $7.99 US currency, or equivalent in your local currency. Once tickets become available to purchase, remain available to purchase until Sunday, and then of course it will give you the chance to get the special research story, which is non-refundable once you buy it. Same thing, how they tell you how to buy the special ticket and everything like that. Now, why is this a money grab from Niantic in every shape or form that you can ever ask for? Here's my thoughts, and I'm sure, Chris, you have your own thoughts about this. You are basically paying $8 for a non-shiny Pokemon that is not even exciting about, doesn't have any use, doesn't seem to be anything grand about it. You can still catch shiny Cupchew in the wild or in incest, but $8 for just a brand new Pokemon doesn't have anything else benefit aside from a couple extra things. kind of seemed like a downer. And Chris, I'll give you the chance to talk about this.
I mean, my biggest problem is a lot of people have been saying, well, you guys had no problem paying $12 for Shiny Mew. No, it's not just Shiny Mew. You're paying for 2 events, basically, if you paid for it by today. And then also, like, that's multiple shinies that we have not seen before in the first event that we're actually paying for. And then this event, in my opinion, you can just wait for Galarian Mr. Mime and then getting enough to evolve into Mr. Mime, especially if you've already got Mr. Mime candies from before.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem worth it at all, paying that much for, like, no, it's just not a good Pokemon at all.
Yeah, I don't see a benefit when it comes down to buying these tickets at all. There's no benefits of actually seeing the reason why I have to buy this ticket.
If you care that much about Cubchoo, maybe.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. It's a new shiny, but $8 for a new shiny, no.
No, it seems really underwhelming. It feels like, just like you said before, Chris. Why is Mr. Mime so special? Why is Esper so special? Why did it have like the kind of the grand openings to this? Why will Mr. Rhyme be? It's really so much of a money grab from Niantic. It just doesn't seem right. After everything that's going, all the events and everything, heck, the Chinese Celebi event is free, and you can still get Chinese Celebi as long as you complete the quest. This is just like you're just making you pay Mr. Galarian, Mr. Mime, and you can even get this in Pokemon Sword and Shield right now. Yeah, you can't get it in Pokemon Go or transfer it to Pokemon Go, but there's no point of. I mean, you can just get it. You can get it in the wild over there. You can get it in X. You can get whatever else you need to, and you don't have to pay anything from him. Well, you got to pay the game, but still, if you already pay in the game, already played through everything, then you can just get it anytime you want to. You can even get a shiny in there. So there's no point of getting this event at all. The community is raging a lot when it comes down to this, and I want to point this out. We will not be buying this event, and that is our statement for this. I hope Niantic is listening, but we will not be buying the tickets for this event. Even as long as you don't buy the tickets, you can still play the game. So I mean, yeah, you can not play the game if you want to. That's another thing, of course, that a lot of people want to do, just not play through the hours of this event. I say just don't buy the tickets, and you can still play normally, because there's no benefit to anything you go through. That is my statement. I'm sure, Chris, you want to do the same, because there's no point of wasting $8 on this right now.
No, I'm just going to be probably just doing the normal stuff I do that day. I do not care.
Yeah, I don't either. Care. I don't either. So I hope that Niantic is listening to this. I hope that at one point they'll figure out that this is not something that we want. That's something that is worth it. And even worse, the currency equivalent to $8 in US could be $20, $40 in other parts of the world. And that's just crazy when it comes down to it. It's too much. It's too much for almost nothing at this point. So I hope that everybody out there is listening, and make sure you do the same if you can. We're not telling you how to play. I mean, you can buy it if you want to. That is up to you. But for us, it's really not a worth it addition to this, and there's really not a worth it thing. It's more likely that Mr. Rhyme or Mr. Mime, Galarian Mr. Mime, is going to come out of the 7KX, just like they did with Galarian Ponyta at one point.
Something.
So there's nothing more to do. You can get it as free if you wanted to, if you get lucky enough. So that's it. That's really all there is to it. But yeah, a little bit of a downer, unfortunately, guys. But we got to do what we got to do to make sure that the community can listen to us, especially Niantic. So, and then we're just going to be talking about little things that we actually forgot to mention last week. And this is the tagging system that has been announced, released, and everything else. Chris, you want to go through a little steps of what exactly is here?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't see the point for the tagging system when it got added to the game. We just kind of noticed it like overnight, almost.
Right.
Now we have a feature where we can actually mark a Pokemon with whatever we want. Like how you can look up shiny, you can look up 4-star for a perfect. You can make your own tags for Pokemon. And immediately, the first thing I'm thinking is it's going to be very interesting for PvP. It's going to be interesting for trading. It's going to be interesting for a lot of things. But what's bad about it, I think we can both agree, is that they put the tag button in the worst possible places they could.
Yes, definitely. We, as a community, has played this game for 4+ years at this point. We had the appraisal button in the same place for 4 years, so our memories to this was just click here, click the appraisal, and be able to do whatever we need to do. They put the appraisal button a little bit higher and the tag button in the same place. So our muscle memory, when it comes down to it, was like, hold on, I don't want to do this. I have to do the appraisal because I want to check the Pokemon's IVs. Oh, Lord, the community was livid that day.
I do it every day.
It was livid because we just couldn't adjust to the adjustment to this, and we were like, oh my god, I can't believe I have to do this and that, and like, oh my god. However, though, when this went live last week, everybody was talking about it. Niantic is actually adjusting that part of the game once more in the next update. It's coming up pretty soon, probably in the next few days, probably next week, definitely. But that will change. The tag option will actually be in a different position, so we can get back to our appraisals, get back to our muscle memory, because that was just crazy.
Thank goodness.
I don't know if I can find it. I think I will. It was during Pippi-Pop, right?
Oh. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I know. Hold on, let me see if I can actually find like the best.
Oh yeah, it should be in the Discord.
Yeah, actually it's right here. I can actually show it to you guys right now. So let me just take our cameras out of the way here. Never mind. Okay, so there's the tag button, and there is 4 years of muscle memory. Right down the gutter. Right when it started, so that was just crazy. It was so funny. I can tell you that much. But yeah, that's basically the reason why we're talking about this. Now, the good thing about tagging is that, just like Chris mentioned, the good thing is that now we don't actually have to rely on naming our Pokemons for specific things. Now, whenever I had like a PvP Pokemon or something like that, I could name it Great League or Ultra League, and then the ranking, so I know which one I want to use the most. I can also, name all my 100% and put it in a different tag and everything. So it's kind of nice that we actually get this. The very first tag you'll see, and it's actually on your Pokemon storage, you'll go to the left, just like I did here. The very first thing you'll have is all your favorites. I have almost 1,800 Pokemon's favorite. I don't know why I have this many Pokemons in there. But it's also, all the hundos and everything like that. You can also mass tag Pokemons, which is a little annoying because the transfer is also at the same place and you can mass transfer. But you can also mass tag and create a new tag or put them in a tag specifically for that. So it's a really nice addition, I gotta say, because they gave us a chance to be able to do different things. If you're doing, let's say you're doing a Silph Arena tournament, you don't want to lose those Pokemon, so you're gonna put them in that tag specifically. You can test out different Pokemons, and you don't have to tag them in with the name of the Silph Arena tournament or anything like that, or things like that. So you can tag them there, you can look them up later, see if it's good or not. It's just it's actually a really cool feature. I really want to say that it's a really interesting and fantastic quality of life update to the things that we already have. Because that way we can get used to getting a little more productive or with our names and everything instead of having to rely on it. However, they also updated their search engine, which is actually pretty cool because now you'll be able to search for specific things like, let's say, Kanto Pokemons, let's say, Johto Pokemons, Hatch Pokemons, Legendaries, Traded. There's even more. You can search for 0 stars, 1 stars, 3 stars. Usually you needed to actually do the naming trick, 3-star or 4-star to get through those. Shadow Purified Event. You can search for a lot of different things, and you can save favorite tags that you have done before for search things. Or your favorite searches, so that way you don't have to, pull something out of the bag and search for them specifically. So it's kind of neat, it's kind of cool, and I do think that, again, that is a nice quality of life update on this. So
I love it.
Yes, so I think that's all the news that we have. We will, of course, I don't know if we actually have the time. We've already been ranting for an hour. So we will definitely be talking about our season 6 recap. But basically, all you really need to know is that people are grinding for that expert level. I do believe, though, that season 6, or at least Great League in season 6, will be ending pretty soon.
Exactly.
So Great League will be ending until Monday the 14th. So that's actually tomorrow. So the Great League will be out. Ultra League will be in. And this Premier Cup. So they will run from December 14th to Monday, December 28th. So another 2 weeks of Ultra League. I don't know if you're excited. I haven't done a lot of PvP in a while. So
I like Ultra League more than I like Master League. I will say that.
Okay.
Master League, big poo-poo cup. Mostly because I just don't have good Pokemon, honestly. Hopefully that changes soon.
We'll see. But yeah, just make sure you guys are ready for that. The meta has been pretty much the same. It's just been an addition of new Pokemons. Chestnut from Generation 6 has been making its rounds, destroying a lot of the core meta we see all the time. I do see the difference between that and Breloom, because Breloom could have done the same, but again, it's probably a little more of a powerhouse. And then, yeah, it's in basically just either that or Galarian Suffix, so good luck with that. But yeah, just try to see if you actually are excited about it. Just, continue on. People are starting to reach those higher ranks. So we'll probably see our legend soon coming up in the next few weeks. So we'll see. Definitely see. But yes, Chris, I think that is the end of our podcast. However, anybody who's watching the live stream right now, make sure you remember you have another hour before your community day is over in your local time, or at least in our time. Make sure you evolve the Pokemons you want, because after that, you're not going to be able to evolve them to their exclusive.
Especially Swampert.
You got to get close to that. Get it close to that mic for that. But yeah, definitely do your evolutions as soon as possible, since it's ending probably in parts of the world already. So, but yeah, that's all we got, right, Chris? I think that is a podcast for the night. Thank you. So, once again, I want to thank everybody for listening and tuning into the podcast. Make sure you check us out on our podcast services, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, and many more places to go. Please make sure, we would really appreciate it if you do leave us a review in any of the places you can. Follow our social medias, of course, Pure Lottery Go for myself, Cristo 0517. And we do streams, we do other things, and make sure you check us out. If you want to have more information or other things you want to say in the podcast or be featured in the podcast, you can email us at purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. And of course, don't forget to check us out at thepurifiedpodcast.com. So, Chris, I think it's time. How about you take us away for the night?
All right. We have a lot to look forward to, a lot that we are disappointed with. Let us know what you guys think about the upcoming events. Are they worth it? Are they a disappointment? Do you guys agree with us? We'll see. Hopefully we all get a good shiny Mew. Let us know if you guys get that Shundo. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, shiny Celebi.
Oh, and shiny Celebi. Oh.
That's coming out tomorrow, guys.
Oh my gosh.
It's time.
How's it going, guys? It's going to be super, super hype.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys next time.